Hello, welcome to Verbling. Hi, I'm Teacher Oakley. For the next hour, we are going to practice questions 1 and 2 on the TOEFL speaking test. For those of you who are interested in taking a TOEFL test, well, great, you're in the right place. For those of you just wanting to learn English, this is also a good chance for you to practice basic description questions and preference questions, which is what these questions are. They are called independent questions. On the actual TOEFL exam, these are very much timed questions. Okay, you have a limited time to prepare and a limited time to answer, as in, actually, you have only a few 15 seconds to prepare, and you need to speak for 45 seconds. Then zip, your time is cut off. Now, many TOEFL students worry about that zip cut off, and the fact is, actually, if you're speaking in a very logical manner and your construction is well ordered, you don't really have to worry about that. You can still get a perfect score, even though you get cut off. It is possible. The key to TOEFL speaking answers to getting a top score, in fact, is your organization and being almost templated, scripted in your answer. Basically, before you take the TOEFL test, you should have a good idea exactly how you're going to answer these questions. Let me welcome everyone to the class. Hello, Sandra.
Hello.
Hi. How are you? Hello. Hello, Diana.
Hello,
Welcome.
teacher.
How are you?
Fine, very good.
Okay. And hello to German. Herman?
Yes.
How do I pronounce your name, sir?
Herman.
Herman. Okay, I was right the second time. Okay, Herman. Okay. Where are you from, Herman?
I'm Mexican.
I'm sorry?
I'm from Mexico.
Oh, Mexico. Okay. Welcome to the class, in any case. For those, also, for those of you who were, this is a series of classes. Tomorrow we'll do questions 3 and 4, and then the next day we'll do questions 5 and 6. As far as yesterday, I missed the class, and I'm very sorry about that, but I woke up with a temperature of 39.6, and I could barely function. I do apologize for that. If I'm a little slow today, I'm still not completely feeling tip-top. I actually haven't eaten in 48 hours, so I'm not doing my best, but I will try my best to help you out. I knew it. You put it. One thing yesterday was just the introduction class. All right. So if you have any questions about TOEFL in general, which I wasn't able to do class yesterday, I would be happy to entertain them today. Don't be shy. Just go ahead and ask. And anyway, today we'll jump into the important stuff, which is the practice. Okay. Now, quick note about the scoring and how it works. I don't know if you guys are familiar with TOEFL or not, but there are 4 sections, of course, just like all of these tests: speaking, listening, reading, and writing. You have the best possible score is at 120, which means the 4 disciplines you can score, top score is 30. Now, in the speaking section in particular, there are 6 questions. It will take you about 20 minutes to do the entire speaking section. The questions we're going to practice today are independent questions. You just have the question and you answer it. That's it. Tomorrow and the next day, we're going to look at integrated questions, questions that involve also reading and listening, questions 3 and 4, and listening to conversational lecture in questions 5 and 6. Now, as far as the scoring, you get what is called a raw score. Your raw score is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, basically, if you speak at all, you can get a 1. The only way to get a 0 is if you say absolutely nothing, or you don't go to your exam. Excuse me. So, the keys to success in these questions is to basically fill up the time, definitely. You do not want any blank time. You do not want long pauses. You do not want repetition. In questions 1 and 2, what you're shooting for, your goal, all right, is your goal is to give 2 supporting reasons. That should be your goal. Think 2. That's the magic number. You can possibly give your answer and then 3 supporting reasons. That's not wrong. But the more the more detail that you can provide, detail as in examples or additional specific information, actually the better off you will be, and the more likely you will receive a high score. And again, the TOEFL test prizes organization. So answer the question, and then you need to be using, in addition to thinking about 2 supporting reasons, you should also be thinking about using discourse markers, transitionals, signal words or signal phrases, whatever you want to call them, but things like introductory words or phrases. Things like, first of all, for example, secondly, additionally. Okay? These types of words, all not just in questions 1 and 2, but all through the test. You definitely need to use these organization markers, these signal words or signal phrases that tell the listener where you are in your speaking. This actually tightens up your organization, and this is really, 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 really key to getting a good score. All right, let's jump in and try some practice. Enough of me talking. All right, in question 1, okay, you're gonna basically describe something, a person, place, object, possibly an event, and you have to give reasons why you choose this. Many of these questions will deal with, for example, your favorite whatever. So basically, you know, for most of these, what you're going to do is you're going to say, such and such is my favorite, whatever it may be, and then give me 2 reasons why it is your favorite, whatever it may be. Again, okay, since we're practicing, if you want, I can give you 15 seconds to think about what you want to say. You are allowed, in the entire TOEFL test, actually, in all parts of the test, you're allowed to make notes, All right, you're allowed to use a pencil and paper. If you wish to, you may do that today in practice. It can only help you. It really can't hurt you. If you wish to today, since we're practicing, feel free to take 15 seconds, and then I'll say begin. If you would like to take time before you answer, that's fine. All right. If you're ready, we'll start. Sandra, are you ready for a question?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Sandra?
Yes.
Who is an important person in your country? Describe this person and explain why he or she is important. And actually, you will be able to see the question. Can you see the Verbling chat window?
Yes.
Okay. I put the question over there, all right? If you'd like, I'll give you 15 seconds to think about it. Okay.
Okay.
Please begin.
First of all, I am from Colombia, and one of the most important person this day is Gabriel Garcia Marquez, because he died the last month. He is the only one Nobel Prize in our country. He won a Nobel because of his book 100 of Solitude. He was born in Aracataca, a little town in the Caribbean coast, and he was living in Mexico because finish.
Yeah, your 45 seconds is up.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right. First of all, when it's time, be ready to start speaking right away. This is a very, very common mistake in TOEFL. People have preparation time, and not just TOEFL, in IELTS and TOEIC. This is a very constant mistake people make. They have preparation time, so instead of speaking immediately, their preparation time ends, and then they don't know the first sentence they're going to speak, and they wait 5 to 10 seconds to start speaking. Definitely not good. You're losing a chunk of your time, and there's basically really no way to get a perfect score if you've already missed 10 seconds of speaking time. So be careful of that. Okay, Sandra, he's very important. Okay, you introduced who you're going to talk about, which you should do. I would like to talk about, I am from Colombia. I'd like to tell you about Marquez. I don't know whoever. He's a very important person these days. These days, plural. And I'm sorry, but I couldn't understand. Why is he important? He was an author.
He won a Nobel Prize.
He won a Nobel Prize. Ah, okay. Prize. Okay. Got it. Okay. All right. Here's another thing. Okay, I had a I thought you said a novel price. Okay, I didn't hear. Here's the thing. If you have a bit of an accent, okay, speak a little slower and really concentrate on enunciating the words. All right? Maybe you won't get as much information, but it will be clearer. Okay. He won a Nobel Prize. All right, and then you're trying to add some detail. Okay. All right. Two reasons. Well, oh, he just died and he won a Nobel Prize. I guess those are two reasons why he's important now. Okay. Okay. Definitely you can do better, though, Sandra. Okay. Diana, you ready?
Okay, I'm ready.
Righty. Okay, here's your question, Diana. I'm putting it in the Verbling chat box. What is your favorite style of clothing? Describe it and explain why it is your favorite. You have 15 seconds prep time. Okay.
Okay, my favorite style of clothing is very relaxed. I like to use sneakers and big pants and t-shirts. I like this style because I am a very dynamic person, and with these clothes I can move with totally freedom. Also, if I go to do sports, I like to use the same clothes all day. That's all.
Okay, and ding time. Now is your time. So, okay, you filled up most of the time. You had just a couple seconds at the end, so that was good. All right, you gave me two reasons. Okay, and overall, that was probably you probably would have scored quite high. Two small mistakes. Okay. Uh, Vocabulary, very relaxed clothes. All right, you'd probably get away with that. And actually, that's fine. Actually, in English, we call them casual clothes.
Gosh.
I prefer casual clothes. Okay, you didn't know that word, but you did know very relaxed. And actually, you probably would not lose points for that. If you can't think of the English word, then just describe it. All right, which is
Okay.
what you did. And actually, you probably wouldn't actually lose any points for that. Got a little confused. Totally free, total freedom. You know, thinking of the adjective, noun, or combination that you wanted to use.
Okay.
Okay, that was a small problem, but overall not a big problem. The flow and fluency was pretty good. A little hesitation there, but okay, that's at least a 3, maybe 3.5 or something. That was pretty good.
Thank you.
Not too bad. You got your 2 reasons. That's the most important thing to do, actually.
Okay.
Have a nice, clear sentence to begin with, and be able to give those 2 reasons. And with the transition words, first of all, secondly, which I believe you used.
Okay.
Okay, which is good. You have to do that if you want to get 4. You have to use those firstly, or first of all, secondly. Okay. Herman, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Here we go. Okay, here is your question. What is your favorite way of getting around? Describe it and explain why it is your favorite means of transportation. Okay, you have...
Way to transportation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready?
Tip.
Yep. Please begin.
Okay. Um, I really like travel, so when I can, I like to go by car because I think it's more comfortable than another ways like bus, and you could uh, stop anyway and do whatever you want. Um, but also, um, I like travel to another countries. So uh, when I take the it's time,
Okay. Time. Time. Uh, I keep losing the opportunity to say hello to Nader. Nader, come on back. Don't fly away. Uh, Go ahead and join the class. I'm sorry I haven't had the chance. We've been in the middle of timing things, so come on back. Okay. Okay. Herman. All right. Okay. Uh, all right. You like to travel. You would choose car. Okay. You made your choice. It is more comfortable. All right. Well, then there's one reason. A little awkward. You can. I. I'm not sure. I heard you say you can stop anyway. I suppose you're saying anywhere. Actually, for all of you guys, I think you guys are all Spanish speakers. All of you need to be careful about pronouncing the ends of words, especially grammatical endings like plurals or past tense verbs. Definitely, this is a pervasive, normal problem. So be careful of that. I don't know if you said stop anywhere, but you just didn't pronounce the R at the end of the word, so it sounded like stop anywhere. It sounds like stop anyway, which would be grammatically incorrect.
okay.
Okay, so you got to be careful of that. A little, okay, your pacing was a little slow, but there's a trade-off here, okay? You would like to be able to say two things, and basically time ran out before you could get to your second point, all right? But in reality, the clarity is more important than the pacing. You do not get extra points for speaking very fast, all right? That's not part of the test at all. And in fact, English native speakers, some speak quite slowly and others speak very quickly, so there is not any rule as far as how fast you speak. It doesn't exist in English. So there is a trade-off. You'd like to get your 2 points, and that will help your score, but it is even more important to be organized and clear in what you're saying. So, you may have to practice the timing somewhat
Okay.
in order to get a handle on how much you can say and how much time do you have.
Okay.
All right. Okay, so we've all had a chance to try number one. Maybe we'll go back to number one, but let's try question 2, second independent task. Same time, 15 seconds, 45 seconds. The second task will present you with 2 actions, options, situations, opinions, whatever. The idea is to sorry. The idea is to state a preference and explain why. A word about that, you're stating a preference, a choice between maybe 2 things. It doesn't really matter. There is no wrong or right answer. It doesn't matter which position. Okay, there's not a wrong or right answer at all. In fact, you should pick whichever one is the easiest to talk about, even if you don't necessarily actually believe in that preference. You don't have to tell the truth. Okay, here's another thing. You are allowed to lie. No one is going to fact check you. No one is going to check to make sure that everything you say is the truth. That's not going to happen. So if you say if you express an opinion that is not really your opinion, it doesn't matter. Maybe it's just easier to talk about, and that's fine. Okay, secondly, this is a preference question. You may be tempted, you may feel in your heart of hearts, that in fact you would like to answer, well, both can be good. Sometimes one is good and sometimes the other. But in actuality, you only have 45 seconds. And it is going to be really, really difficult to effectively support both positions. All right? It is possible to do such a thing, but you're going to run out of time. I mean, even a native speaker, even a college professor would run out of time trying to support both. So purely strategy-wise, I highly, highly advise against trying to pick both and argue for both sides of the argument, both preferences. All right, that's going to be very, very difficult to do. Okay. All right, let's take a look at some of these questions. Let's practice them. Okay, I want to also make one more point. I'm going to, Sandra, you ready? Okay.
Yes.
Here's your big, long question. Now, in question 2, they often do this. Okay, here's the question. Many universities offer exchange programs that allow certain students to complete a portion of their studies in a different part of the world. Background information. Background information may be just to distract you. It may be relevant, it may be something you want to talk about, or it may be completely unrelated to what you want to talk about. It depends. What do you think the value of such a program is? Would you take part in an academic exchange if given the opportunity? All right. The second part is the actual question. Please keep in mind, in this example, there appears to be 2 questions. Okay, the main question is the second one. Would you prefer, okay, remember this is a preference question, would you prefer to take part in an academic exchange or not? In your answer, if you can talk about what the value of a program may be, regardless. You know, you could say, I would not want to participate in such a program, even though I know it has good points such as blah, 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 or I would love to take part because blah, 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 blah. Talking about the value of a program is going to be almost necessary in your answer anyway. But that's not really the focus. And the lead-in or background information, totally not important at all. In some cases, it may actually be misleading. They may actually put a very specific example up there, which you don't really need to answer that example or speak to or about that example at all. It's not necessary. Okay, Sandra,
Yes.
since I was talking, I'll give you 15 seconds to think about it. Okay, please begin.
If I had the opportunity, I could take an exchange activity because for any profession it's important to have a knowledge about other cultures and be able to communicate and respect the behaviors of other people. And only you can respect and appreciate other culture if you live with other people and you share other kind of activities.
Okay. Alrighty then. Okay, Sandra.
Yes.
Okay, you are on the right track. Okay. All right. You would like to, okay, you directly said I would like to be part of a exchange program. Okay, I got at least 1 point that in order to do business in the world today, you have to have knowledge. Maybe a second point about behaviors of another culture. Couple of small problems. It's an exchange program. I missed the
Yes.
X. All I heard was a change program. Okay. You have to have, you said you have to have a knowledge of other, actually, you didn't use culture, which I expected to hear. But you can't say a knowledge. Because knowledge is uncountable. You can't have 3 knowledges. All right, you can learn 3 facts, but you can't learn 3 knowledges. Okay, and a little bit pronunciation, behavior is a little off, and also share. Be careful of your SHCH pronunciation. Share. It's SH like ship and sheep. Share. Okay. All right. Okay, so you can see the challenge here is to actually come up with 2 reasons. Basically, speaking at a pretty good rate, you'll be lucky. Native speakers, in general, some are slower, some are faster speakers. In general, 1 minute, an average person speaks 8 sentences. All right, that's an average native speaker. In other words, you have only 45 seconds in questions 1 and 2. That means even if you speak at the same pace as an average native speaker, you're only going to get 5 or 6 sentences. That's it. So keep that in mind. Basically, 1 sentence to say which you prefer, and then a reason, an example, and then another reason and an example. Or example or detail, and that's pretty much as much time as you're going to get. If for some reason you see that you have, I don't know, 8 seconds left, and you've already done that, you've said your preference, reason, example, then give a conclusion, and that's why I would choose to join an exchange program, for example, and that would be perfect. Okay. Welcome to the class, Oscar. Excuse me. Sorry. Hello, hello. Oscar, if you wouldn't mind. Yes, thank you. Just hi. Hello. Okay, and then I'll get to you in a minute. Okay. I'm going to have some other students practice, and then I'll give you a practice question as well. Okay, Diana. Okay. Okay, here's a question. Diana, here's a question for you. All All right. Oscar, could you mute your microphone, please? Thank you. Okay, Diana, some college and university students believe it is important to focus solely on their academic studies, while others see extracurricular activities, such as clubs and sports, as a valuable part of their educational experience. Which approach do you think is best? Okay, there you go. You have 15 seconds to prepare.
Okay.
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 Please begin.
For me, could be a mix of both things because first is important the academic studies for the professional future, but maybe it's more important extracurricular activities because you can socialize with other people, you can do contacts for the future, maybe you can get more social abilities that it's gonna be for your personal um, crecimiento, growth.
Okay. Okay. Okie dokie. All right. Diana, and everyone, actually, you will probably notice that many of these questions have to do with academia, students, etc., and that is very much true. Actually, these two questions are really part of some material on the test that can actually be about something else besides students. The focus of this entire TOEFL test is students and academia, so there's going to be many questions related.
Okay.
Okay. All right. You said that. Okay. What did you say? That you would prefer to do both. All right. And as that's in this case, okay, it's possible. You could talk about a balance between both, maybe might be easier to say, but okay, words that, yeah, it seems like you know, vocabulary, a balance, um, vocabulary that was almost necessary here to effectively talk about this. Well-rounded. You could be a well-rounded individual. A well-rounded person has many interests, not just their area of study. Okay, they are interested in other hobbies, sports, music. Okay, this is called a well-rounded person.
Okay.
Okay, maybe just suggesting some vocabulary. A balance. Strike a balance may be a phrase you might have used, which would be good. Oh, okay. Now, also, you make contacts. You don't do contacts.
Okay.
All right, the verb collocation. You can make contacts. Okay. Social something. I missed the word. I have no idea. Do you remember what you said?
Social abilities.
Oh, maybe. Okay. All right. Okay. And the other thing is, you said it's going to be. Actually, you use reduced pronunciation, which is totally okay to do, by the way. You don't have to use formal pronunciation. It's actually probably better if you use more conversational. It's going to be helpful. Okay, that will be helpful. It's going to be helpful. Okay, a little better if you used will. It will be, it would be, or maybe a modal, since it's hypothetical. It's hypothetical, so if they're asking you a hypothetical question, it's going to definitely help your score if you use modals. It might, could be, would be, maybe, it's possible. If you use words or phrases like that to explain your choice of preference, okay. And
Okay.
all right, that will help because it's a hypothetical, so you should use modals to express hypotheticals. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Herman.
Yes.
Okay. Here is your question coming up. Whew. Wow. Oh, okay. Some people prefer to live in a cool climate, while others prefer to live in a hot climate. If you had the choice, where would you prefer to live and why? Okay, you have 15 seconds to prepare.
Okay.
Okay, please begin.
Uh, okay. I prefer a cool climate because you have you can control the temperature of your body. Um, if it's cold, you can use a jacket and you are gonna feeling better. But if you are in the hot, what can you do for do something for you? You have to go some place with uh, air conditioner. Uh, but I choose cool weather or
Okay,
cold weather.
okay. Uh, okay. The approach was organized and you actually tried to give me a concluding sentence. All right. Uh, but of course, your goal should always be to try for two reasons. Your your pace and rhythm is a little bit hesitant and slow. You need to work on your rhythm because it sounds choppy because there's space between each word, a little more than there should be. All right, you need to join words a little better. If you did that, it would actually, your fluency would be better, but also you would be able to fit in one or two more sentences, maybe a second point. Okay. Pronunciation, climate. Okay. This is not climate, it's cly, long I sound, climate.
Okay.
Okay, you said you're gonna feeling better. You're going to feel better, again with gonna, and that's okay. That's actually good, but you're gonna feel better. Yeah, that is so true. Okay, a well-supported, here's the thing. A little hesitant, the fluency wasn't really there. A well-supported, or well enough supported one reason. All right. So probably there's no way you'd get a top score for that. But a decent score because it was well organized, even though it was just one. So maybe a 3. You might squeak in with a 3. Although what you said is totally right. I have a very high temperature. I'm quite sick, actually. And I'm sitting here with an air conditioner on top, on 10, blowing directly on me, and I'm still so hot and sweaty. I totally wish I was in a cold climate right now. I am in a cold climate, but it's not cold enough. I feel like I'm boiling.
It's not natural.
Yeah. Well, I have a flu. It really doesn't feel good. Okay, we got a couple more minutes, so speaking of temperatures, let's see if we can run through some questions real fast again. Sandra,
Yes.
what is your favorite season of the year? Describe the season and why you like it.
I live in the tropic, so we don't have seasons. But I preferred a cold climate because I was born in a town with a cold climate, and I don't like hot weather because there are many insects or animals, and I don't like. And I don't like be sweating all the time. And I think the uh, the cold weather has a solution, but not the hot weather,
Okay.
because you can have more clothes and more blankets, or I don't know. But with hot weather, there is not a solution. Only the air conditioner,
Right.
but it's not healthy. And in your case, for example, you have flu,
Yeah.
and if you have the air conditioner, you can get worse.
Yeah. Sad but true. Of course, you're way over time, but that's okay. I let you go for it. Okay. All right. If you have time, obviously you're capable of giving 2 reasons and fully supporting them. The trick is for you and everybody else in this class or outside the class viewing, the trick is fitting it into that limited time slot in the most effective way. You've really got to kind of discipline yourself to just give a reason, example, and practice over and over and over again. A couple small points, Sandra. The tropics with an S. I was born in the tropics. It has an S on the end. Okay. And you don't like sweating. Who does? Not. It shouldn't be don't like the sweating. Okay. Just don't like sweating. Okay. But good points, and I found that amusing, actually. So a good answer, well supported. You're adding detail, which is what you have to do. You're on the right track, Sandra. You just have to work on tightening it up, fitting it into the 45 seconds. You know?
Okay.
Okay. Nice job, though. Diana,
Okay.
what is your most important possession? Describe it and say why it is so important.
Start, or I have to wait 50 seconds?
You can start whenever you want.
Okay. My most important possession is my piano. I I like this very much because it was a gift of my father when I was 10 years old. I learned to play there. Um, I always, when I was sad, I play that, and it makes me feel better when I play this. For me, it's the most important thing. My okay.
And time. Okay. Um, there you go. All right. Why is it important to Diana? It's a gift from her father. Gift from your father, not of.
From
Yeah.
okay.
Gift from your father, and when you play it, it makes you feel better. Okay, that was 2 reasons. Um, very good. And the little extra added detail is definitely going to help. Notice Diana's strategy is to use the question, her first sentence. Actually, I should have mentioned this earlier. She paraphrases or uses the question to answer the question, which is actually a very effective and good way to start, and that way you know what you're going to say. My most important possession is my piano. Great. So you're using the question to answer the question. Terrific. You were able to actually give me 2 different points, at least a little extra detail uh, for one of them. Okay. So there you go. That's going to be at least a 3 because you had the organization. And again, I remind everyone, don't forget, first of all, secondly, additionally, don't forget to use these kinds of words. Hello, Nader.
Hi, how are you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Fine. How are you?
Okay. Uh, okay, we're
I hope
practicing.
you hear me well.
You're a little low audio, but I can hear you clearly. It's just a little low. I don't know why.
Because I think I have a bad connection today.
That's why you're in and out earlier. Okay, Nader, hang on. Maybe I can get one more question for you, but first, Herman was here, so I'm going to give him this one. Herman, what is your favorite
Thank you.
kind of food? Describe it and explain what is your favorite. Why it is your favorite.
Um, my favorite food and traditional in Mexico is called tacos. Um, I like this one because you can get a mix of whatever you want. I mean, you can prepare with a lot of meals, and it's healthy, I guess.
Okay. Are you done?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. Now, I don't know if tacos is really healthy or not, but you know what? It doesn't matter. So, for a question like this, saying you like a food because it's healthy, I don't care what you're talking about. You could say ice cream because it's very healthy for me. Doesn't really matter. Uh, it goes with the point that it doesn't matter what you say. Your reasons can be totally wrong as long as they're not just ridiculously wrong. You can be wrong but still get a perfect score on the test. I don't know. Tacos are probably healthy. Okay, you had 2 reasons. One is because you can use many different foods in tacos. You can utilize all kinds of different foods. All right, use many different foods. Secondly, because it's healthy. Of course, okay, you gave me an extra sentence for using many foods, but you definitely should have. You had time left when you told me it was healthy. Um, why is it healthy? Why is it healthy? What could you say, for
Oh,
example?
okay. It's because it's good in carbohydrates and have a lot of protein.
Okay, there you go. Has a lot of protein. You add vegetables to it to fill it out.
Yes.
Yeah, okay, well, there you go. A quick sentence like that can be the difference between a 4 and a 3, honestly. So, do it. Get yourself in, brainwash yourself, okay, to give a point and then supporting detail, a point and supporting detail. You've got to make it so it's automatic for you to do that. And because, frankly, questions 1 and 2 in the TOEFL exam, you should be getting a perfect score in, because the questions get harder after this one, as we shall see tomorrow. I have a class coming up now, vocabulary class, which you're welcome to join me. But also tomorrow at this same time, we'll be looking at TOEFL questions 3 and 4, integrated questions. So I hope I see you again tomorrow. We're out of time for now, though. Bye. Thank you.
See you.
Thank you.
Bye.